Hopefully that works. It's a little crooked still. There we go. I'm using my phone again. Welcome in. I figured since I'm inside, put the air conditioner on. Bit of a gloomy day today. So I'm going to continue talking about the arts and graphic design and using the artistic skills to start developing products, because that is what I'm doing. I don't just focus on the music, because the music is only one element. I focus on a variety. And without the variety, you really don't have anything, because it's probably just easier to be the entire creative like format. I'm going to just play this. It's like the older piece, but might as well. It's in my case, it's copyright free, so I don't have to stress out about it. Welcome in. It's a little gloomy today, so you can start seeing the colors of the lights working here. Okay, so we're going to continue talking about the arts. Okay, as a reminder, I don't just focus on music. This channel is supposed to be focusing on multiple skills. As I said, I'm a multimedia artist, not just a musician. I got my degree in the arts, but I've always used my music because I've been doing it for 42 years, non-stop, because for me, music is life, to be honest with you. Without the music, I don't think I'd probably be making it in yeah. So that's how I deal with it. I'm glad that my sister and my mom will be coming over, which will be really cool. Then I can interview them in person on my channel. And they're in the music. My mom did her bachelor's in music, and my sister just completed her master's in music. So we will have a discussion on the arts once they arrive next month, and we shall see what we can do here. It will be nice to hear what they think of the music industry and how it correlates with their lifestyle now. But that will happen later. Okay, so today I'm just talking about, there was a glitch yesterday. I just want to double check if everything's connected properly. Sorry, folks. Because there was a slight, I don't know, there was a static sound. It could be that I've overwrapped this. Let's see. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay. There's going to be a bit of a glitch. So I just completed a couple of digital art pieces for the starting point of the book. I've had to do two different formats. One through, I still need to do the storyline. I haven't completed the storyline, but there's like a whole process. Okay, so we're going to just talk through this. So from, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to be showing you my layout. What I've noticed is when I do a layout, especially when it comes down to the layout for the Amazon Kindle, well, you have the Kindle books and then the Amazon KDP. There's a particular format that you need to maintain. Hello, Manson Prince. Ashish Gupta, how are you? I'm glad I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am a teacher. Well, I dabble in teaching art and music, correct. I'm okay today. I was a little, we lost our bunny. So the bunny was like beginning to become part of our family, and we recently lost her. So for me now, I have to utilize the photographs that I have of her into something that will make me feel better. So I'm writing a book. This is one of the pictures. And I'm doing kind of like graphic design stuff and molding AI with actual photographs into the vision. I don't know why this is not. Hold on a second. 2 seconds. Did something freeze on me? Oh, here.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since
we have ads now. Hold on, sorry.
We've been playing.
Ads once in a while. I need to be careful with that. I don't know how that works. Yeah, we lost our bunny. I don't know what happened. She was okay one day. I was a little bit depressed one day, and then all of a sudden the day after she did not make it. So I don't know, like she might have had like a bit of a heart attack. She might have had, I don't know what exactly happened. I'm sorry, I don't smoke, and that's not allowed on my channel. It's non-existent, and I will not receive, does not work for me, sorry. So what we're doing right now is, you can see I'm busy formatting these pictures, and I actually had a betta fish, and that betta fish was neon. So I'm utilizing the photographs that I've taken of her and some AI generated images that I've put together and creating like a book format. But before the book is published, I'm looking at, I've already started doing, I'm talking about my book. Tweaking? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. I have no idea what that means. You know, I'm 44 years old. I'm not 26. I'm not 22. I'm 44. So if that's what younger people talk about, I don't speak that language. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Thanks for being random and scrolling. Vazu Cup. Ashish. I do graphic design, I do music production, I do pretty much everything. And I'm I'm kind of like self-advocating everything that I do. Even the tracks that you hear in the background, I produced. Okay, so these are all pieces that I've produced as well. And I do have videos where I've spoken about and gone through the production side. I know people would prefer to do music production, but I also find that it's important. Oh, it's raining, that's why it's a little bit darker today. I don't know who you are, but if you're messing around with how I dress, then that is not allowed or accepted, and it's actually called harassment. And I could actually block you and report you right now. Unless you change, I think I'll do that now. Sorry, it's Catface that's clearly having an issue with, I'm allowed to dress however I like, it's my channel. Report, harassment and bullying. Choose misinformation. Wait. And then okay. Excuse me, folks, my apologies. I don't know what tweaker is. I really don't understand what you're talking about. You must be like a kid. Because if you speak something like my terminology, I actually did my master's, sir. And as an artist, I also studied fashion. So if you're having a problem with how I look, then go somewhere else. I'm not asking you to join me in my space. I'm an artist. I'm allowed to do whatever I want to. And then hide user on this channel. There we go. I'm sorry, folks. But I do not tolerate people, I'm allowed to dress whatever way I'd like. And just for your information, this is a Valentino, and I'm wearing a Versace hairpiece. I don't have to tell you guys what I have on. It's nobody else's business but whatever I wear. And Gucci gloves. So does it matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Who cares? I personally like the way I dress because I'm happy the way I am. You can be a moderator. It is so tough on here. Do you see how crazy it gets? I don't know if I can have you I mean, it's okay. I mean, I think I would have to choose and select a moderator before I start the show. So at this time, I might not be able to do it, which is okay. I can just control, but I do appreciate that, Mason. I do appreciate you saying, that's very kind of you. I mean, I'm trying to, this is part of what I'm doing, right? Okay, so let me get back into this discussion on, I'm not talking fashion today unless you want to talk about labels, but I'm not talking about labels. People think I'm just, yeah, I think what I would have to do is I would have to start another show over again and then have you get on as a moderator, but I'm not going through that process. But I do appreciate it. I absolutely do appreciate it. Thank you so much for being so kind. It's very hard when you get some very strange people that come onto the lives and they just assume it's okay to be weird. And it's funny because, you know, I'm a Gen X, and Gen Xers really don't have much of an issue. Ashish. Oh, thank you. Well, lately I haven't been able to smile too much because I've just lost my fur baby. I'm busy. I wanted to talk about what I'm doing right now with her. See these photographs? So I'm creating a book. Okay, and I actually just made this design into a t-shirt I'll show you just now. So besides having a discussion on graphic design and how AI can be used for graphic design, you can also create these in t-shirt formats. And these are always, you know, for me, I'm so glad I took these pictures of her because I'll never get these moments back again. And I feel as if, for me, I'm so glad that I did take these. You see these close-ups? So those are close-ups. And then I'm going to show you the t-shirts. I might even put the t-shirt designs on, I put them together on Amazon merch. So as you can see, I don't just do music. I've actually incorporated, let's go into the actual Amazon. Okay, so the brand is Santa Margo, that's my name. Okay, so I have a few. And then these are the most recent ones that I've done, right? And I even made a pillowcase. So with those graphic design pieces, okay, you can actually incorporate those, if you do it correctly, into ads. Sorry.
We deliver enhancements to the grid so you get more reliability.
I'm going to lower that until that's done. I don't know if that's going to be, yeah. So I've used my graphic design skills. Yes, I do graphic design, I do photography, I do fashion. I like my fashion labels. On occasion, I can afford the nice pieces from the designers, but not all the time. That's very hard. I enjoy, oops. So, you know, sometimes if I cannot afford their pieces, I will make my own pieces. So that's where the fashion and the graphic design come in. Yes, merchandise. Oh, the bunny's name was Dolce, of course. And our cat's name is Dior. So, yeah, it's obviously, you can see on the realms of fashion, right? That's like a whole thing. Yeah. So that's basically it. And yeah, you can see that this is, let me show you the other side of this. So if people are interested in learning graphic design or how to use, I think I have some videos discussing that. Let me just see quickly. Oh yeah, and there's the back. And that's the back. Oops. That's the back. So these are the designs that I have, and the only way, it actually applies for every platform. The only way these companies allow you to put pieces onto their platform is to make sure, or is to be authentic and original. You cannot use other people's stuff. That's considered a no-no between music and fashion and graphic design. They want to make sure that you own the rights. You can look, well, this is Amazon. The merchandise would be on Amazon. So it depends on, I don't know if I've set it up on, I don't know if I've set these ones specifically up on India, but you can definitely take a look. And if this is something you're interested in doing, I'm sure you could definitely, hold on, I'm trying to figure out why it's a little wonky. Yeah, you could do the hats. I don't think Amazon, I've looked into the hats. I don't think Amazon does the hats. I do think you could probably do hats, like hat designs, like order. You could have people on Etsy make the hats because they have the manufacturing companies and they could probably put the prints on there. So I've checked on Amazon. They don't do the hats, unfortunately, which is weird. That would be one of, like, it would be hats and shirts, which would be like the thing, right? That would be a really wise idea for them to kind of consider, but they haven't done it yet, which I don't know why. I've checked on the merch and I've seen pillowcases. I'll show you. They have pillowcases and tote bags, but they do not have, that's a very good question. They do not have, they have, you see they have pillowcases. Oops. So that's the pillowcase, right? So instead of sobbing over the fact that we lost our baby, I'm being smart about, well, if I can't get her back, then maybe I can incorporate her into my lifestyle, which is what I'm doing right now. I could print a design. Are you even in regards to Amazon? It could be printed. Are you living in the United States? I would have to then claim the design, though, in order for me to do it. If you want to learn how to put together a merch yourself, Amazon merch, that's easy enough to do. You just need to sign up and register. So I've been doing Amazon merch for a while. Can't say that I've had lots of business on there, but I can have the freedom to create whenever I want to. As long as the design is my own, it is totally fine, right? So going back into the question of how the layout might have to be for, so I use oh, is it challenging for you? Now, India is known for manufacturing, right? My mom is South African, and in South Africa we have a lot of companies in South Africa that are run by Indians. That's sort of like a normal thing, right? You guys are business people. That's just how it is. I know that as a fact. So yeah, and then my friend who's also Indian, I think she's Hindi. Her families are doctors, so they're, that's what they do. So I think when it comes to, I think you just need to look into it. If you're going to go into Amazon, take a look to see. It's not hard to do. If you have Photoshop, and if you know how to use Photoshop, you will be able to develop something like this, okay? And then transfer that drawing or that piece or whatever it is that you're doing directly into the Amazon merch. It's really not that complicated. It's very easy. They make it very, very simple. They make it very simple. So going back to the question of how the book is going to look, I have to look into the sizes. I do wish, oops. I do wish that they would take this size, because I like this long format that let me just go into that Apple has created. I really do like the way the layout is, but I don't think it's going to work for merchandise name. My designer name on Amazon is Cinta Margot. So you see composed music with Cinta Margot. It said, just say, if you're looking for my stuff, you just go onto brand, look for brand, and then Cinta Margot. So there are a few things that are going on here. So not only am I working on music, but I'm also working on the arts. Now, I think a few months ago, I was working on a painting, like an actual drawing, an actual painting of a car. I still have it. Just to show the development of the arts, because I don't just see music as the only way forward. I really do think art is molded, and it's important to understand you should have, actually, in theory, multiple skills in the arts. Because, you know, when you're doing music, you still need to take those photographs. You still need to develop, for instance, merch. If you have a band, somebody in the group needs to know how to create the graphic design and stuff. So all that applies. All that absolutely applies. Okay. All that applies. Oops. And the music in the background I've also produced. So I have videos of me talking about music production as well. So, you know, I think once I get to a stage of feeling confident that this is going to work as a book, then I may consider making it into like an animation or a movie, and then that music that I've composed can then be the next layer onto like a video, right? Like an actual video, like a moving graphic design video. So there are many angles to the arts. I think people get it wrong and assume that you have to have one skill. But because I studied my master's in art, I find that it's important to have the diverseness, because social media is a good example, right? Social media is a very good example of how to utilize multiple skills and to create various kind of layers to like the arts. And that's what I'm here for. You know, I was teaching both. So this is, I'm going to go back through this quickly so whoever's interested can see what I've done. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring this down a little bit. There's a lot of writing there. Whew. Getting a bit of a cold, I guess, eh? So all these pictures you see here, I can in theory create a shirt, just for now, to build on the concept. Just like I did this one, I used this one for a shirt, and this one for a shirt. Okay. So once you understand how graphic design links into the platforms to develop, for instance, merchandise, then you can start thinking about multiple ideas, as long as the pieces that you're doing are your own. Like Amazon will not take other people's designs. You have to create your own designs for them to approve it. It's just that simple. I sing. Lately I haven't sung. I was actually supposed to finish a piece with my vocals, but then my bunny rabbit passed away, so I was like, ugh, there goes the vocals for now. But my sister and my mom are more singers. I'm more composer, producer type. I like to compose things. I'm more piano. What you're hearing in the background, I produced everything myself. Yeah, that's wonderful, Jamie. I'm glad to hear that. That's wonderful. I'm neutral about politics because my dad was in politics, so I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, you know, no big deal. Whatever happens. Okay, but this is not the place for politics. Thanks for coming over, though. This is a place to talk about art. Well, I don't know. Am I singing? Yeah, I do sing. I mean, I just don't. It takes, you know, when you're producing your own music, it takes you a moment. So what I have to do is, you see my microphones, I have my clothing on it right now, but my mic's there. And my music equipment is here. So in order for me to record my voice, I might have to have my husband hold down the track while I'm recording, because I can't do, like, I can't jump around and be stressful or stressed out when I'm recording my own voice. And I need to be standing. So it gets a bit tricky when you're producing your own stuff. Like, I can compose the stuff. I mean, I could even get my sister to sing on top of it. She's coming over, so maybe it's a thought. Maybe that's something I can do with her, which would be kind of cool. I don't know if she'll agree, but we'll give it a try. That's a thought. So yeah, thank you for appreciating my voice. I'm not feeling up to singing right now. I had a bit of coffee. But yeah, you can see on the other side, you can see my clothing there. It's like all stacked up. I haven't made anything recently because I'm focusing on. Thank you, and vice versa. She's very pleasure to talk to you too. It's a bit of a slow day today. I think people are more interested in watching me like do music or talk about cultural references, which is great. But I also find that it's important for me to use the lives because what happens is it's recorded, right? And when it's recorded, I can go back and revise everything. And I find that when I'm doing a project, it's important to record it. Like I say that to students when I've taught music. I already said to them, you need to record yourself singing or playing and go back and revise it to practice to see what else you can do better the next time around. So all of this plays out on like the education process, right? Yes, no, I can see the name is.
You shop online, you'll find you've
Sorry.
got more time to shine in the DMV.
Yes, I recognize the name was from India for sure. I know a lot of people have said do more concepts for India. I was like, I could do, we can have. I mean, I think art is global. Like, you can't not go to a country and not know how to create art, from whether it's doing it by hand, like knitting or sewing, all the way down to the packaging. So I basically do all of that, right? That's the process. I even designed my own layouts. I made my paintings. I did my soundproofing. Okay, that's all my work. The painting down there is mine that I made. So it all kind of goes in hand, right? It's about marketing. And yeah, that's the process. I'm still sort of new on YouTube. This is not, for me, this is not something I've worked on for years. I've only done it for a year. I have another channel, but that other channel was mainly for me just recording things like I've done in the past. This is only a year old, this channel. Have a wonderful day. Have a good one. Okay, so there we go. And I think people think that you don't need a lot of money to put things together, to be honest. Like, I've built things from ground zero. I moved from South Africa with a backpack, and I had to start all over again at the age of 39. Hello, Justin, how are you? Hope you're doing wonderful today. We're talking about the book publishing and making t-shirts out of the designs. I might do this one next for a t-shirt, right? So I'm doing graphic design and photography and AI all into one concept. How are you doing today? Are you doing good? This is my t-shirt that I was busy working on. I just did this today. Actually, this is a pillowcase, but let me show you the t-shirt. There's the t-shirt. Sorry, you're busy looking at a variety of things here. I'm just talking about how to utilize your graphic design and photography skills, because I'm not just doing music, I do everything. I taught the arts. I mean, I guess this is still teachings, more or less, right? I don't know if that's like what you call this on a YouTube, but my channel is definitely more educational. So I made these photographs. You can see that these photographs were constructed. Let's see if I can find what I did on Photoshop. Okay, so I used Photoshop and obviously modified the adjustments and all that stuff. You can see that's the fur baby. We just lost her recently, so in memory of her, I'm going to try to use as many of her photographs in some graphic design to make me feel better and also know that, you know, she was here for a purpose rather than not being here not for anything. You know, we love her. So by loving her, she needs to be part of our family still. And she was very cute. She was very, very cute. I think she was absolutely adorable. Perfect name for her name. Perfect name for her, Dolce. I couldn't use her name in these, you know, photographs, in these in the Amazon merch section, but because it's a name that designers, it's a designer name, right? So that's something I could not, that would be considered copyright infringement. So in this case, I just had to call her Bunny. I made her outfits. Okay, so she had some garments that she was wearing. I've made t-shirts. So these can also be, so I might in theory, while I'm developing the book, because I don't know how long the book will take, but I might just use most of the pictures that I've created because I think they're so cute. There's one of her in space. Let's see. Here's one of her in space. She's flying. You can see she's flying over there. So she has one in space. I think the angles of how she's positioned also depend on what kind of things I put in the background. So the background is AI, and then the photograph, and then obviously to adjust and alter ever so slightly, you would need to use Photoshop for this, right? So there are a couple of layers to building up the art, so to speak, when it comes down to product, right? And product is what sells more than anything else. I guess one would call it e-commerce because you can sell it and you can buy it from any place in the world, which is why I think it's quite valid to create and consider making things like books and t-shirts. And I'm trying to look for caps, but I don't see caps on Amazon. That would probably have to be on Etsy. And then if you're doing handmade, they do Amazon Handmade too. Amazon Handmade also has, stuff. And there you go, and this is the back. Oh, I think I showed you, yeah. So that's just generally what I'm working on. I'm thinking like the other shirts that I've made, this is the photograph that I took of our other baby. Oops, what's going on? So this is my other fur baby. This is a little bit older. It's a great shirt though. I took these photographs, oops, let me show you. I took these photographs outside a while ago of Dior. So you have a front and a back, which is super cute. I like this shirt specifically too. He's so fluffy. He's so fluffy. And it's always a good memory. So if you've lost a fur baby, for instance, it's always nice to have some sort of memory to hold on to on like wherever you're going to, you know, sell stuff, because I do feel as if there's an importance to keeping a memory, right? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, is because there's no better time to create something that will last forever than now. So that might be my next piece. I'm talking about graphic design and how to create the arts or graphic design or photography into merchandise. So that's today's talk, and then the music in the background is stuff that I've produced. So that's basically, I'm not going to do a very long discussion. I might just do more of a video today too after this. But I always think it's important to record. I like the fact that you can record these live and they can be used for the shorts or whatever, because the quality and the definition from the YouTube lives are actually quite good. I think they're great. I think it works really well. And then I think the next two people I'll interview might be my mom and my sister. I don't know if it's going to be in this space. It might be nice, or we can take it to their hotel and we can have a discussion on the music on their hotel, in their hotel space when they arrive next month, which will be fantastic, from South Africa. So I can ask them questions, which will be super cool. And while I'm getting stuff together, I can continue working on my book. So this is the book. And I'm going to be publishing it on KDP Books, which is also on Amazon. Okay.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
I don't know why the ads have to be so productive.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was our old detergent.
Okay, I can't play anything yet because of the ad. Interesting how the ads play a role in that. So yeah, I might consider, while I'm in the process of developing the book, consider using some more of these pictures as t-shirt designs. I think they're so cool. And I don't think it's a problem incorporating, if you understand how to use AI, you can't just do random pictures. It has to have a purpose. And I'm a person of, I like three-dimensional and I also like realism. As you can see, I'll show you my car painting. I actually did this painting on one of the lives. I don't know if this is going to blotch anything, but... So my degree is actually in the arts. It's not even in music. But I have used music for... Can you see that? Car painting. So I did this painting on one of the lives. So I have lots of art that I do in this space as well. It's not just music, because this is what I studied. This is what I really studied, right? Music I've done my whole life. I've also studied that, but it wasn't my degree. My degree was in the arts, like fine art, graphic design, packaging, building, constructing, all this stuff in this background. This is a painting that I did. I did this painting and sculpture. I did these soundproofings. I actually did it on a live, so you guys can see how I put it together. And yeah, just a number of things. So I use this space for multiple skills. I don't stick to one type of skill. It's not something I necessarily do. I think the arts is a multiple, you have multiple layers. I'm what you call a multimedia artist. I'm not just a musician. I'm not just an artist. I'm not just somebody that sews and makes clothing. I'm diverse in my skills. So that's basically it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, guys. I think that's the general chat today. Nothing too crazy, just very casual. That's from my master's. And all these tracks that I brought back with me from overseas. Not all of them. Some of them I did here. Okay, so I think the next point of my goal would be eventually to create like a series, a movie, graphic design into movement and motion, because you can now do that. So I need to figure out how to make these into motion next. That will be the next vision. But I'm not just talking, you know, not all musicians do art. Not all artists do music. So I think it's important to know these skills as a whole. Okay, and that's how I base myself off of knowledge with multiple skills. I'm old enough, I'm 44. I think by the time you reach 44, you probably should know a couple of skills more than just one type of skill, in my personal opinion. And you probably should have had multiple jobs, which is what I've had, in many different fields, which is more or less what I've done. So, yeah, and that's basically it. But I think the next phase will definitely be deciding which pictures I will use for... I really think this is so cute. Love it. That little fish over there was I put that there. I did the AI and I incorporated it into this piece. And she's obviously a photograph, and then the AI in the background. Right. So this is what you call multimedia, right, in this sense. Through graphic design and AI. This is also multimedia. Photography, AI. Right. More photography and AI. Photography, AI. And then graphic design to clean up parts and sections. So it's everything, right? It's everything. Yeah. Now I just need to come up with the storyline. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about in the book, but I think the photographs will lead the way to the story next. Okay? So yeah. Always a good memory to have for your fur baby if they are no longer with you. Do something good for them. Do something in memory for them. I suppose that's my motto. Is you wanna keep it real. You wanna make sure that you're doing something right for them too. I love animals, so yeah. Okay, folks, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Thank you so much for popping over. So, as you can see, I was talking about different things today. Have a wonderful day, and hope to see you guys in the next one, maybe during this week. But yes, it's important to be multi-diverse. You cannot just have one skill. I really don't think, like all the things you see on my channel, I've done the graphic design. I do my thumbnails. I do the websites. I do everything. I build everything up from scratch. So without my graphic design skills, I don't think I would have been able to build the websites up, understood how to put together Amazon merch, all of these things. It matters. It matters. It all matters. Okay? Have a wonderful day and speak to you guys in the next one. Bye.